Nigerians in London are angry about their government back home in Nigeria. They are angry about the oil subsidy removal. Hundreds of Nigerians came to express their anger and frustrations right in front of the Nigerian embassy in London, a few meters away from Trafalgar Square.
If they want to protest, let them go after their protest. Yes. We are not going to allow anybody with any selfish interest to come and hijack this protest. We must not turn this into a political war. This is protest. This is a protest. We are fighting for ordinary Nigerian people.
The embassy remained closed during the protest.
I'm annoyed at IMF. I'm annoyed at the World Bank. Hands off Africa, IMF. Hands off Africa.
Many of those who came to protest spoke to our reporter Amos Akin Adejimi.
It's like Nigerians are united against the government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in Nigeria with regards to the subsidy removal. Up until now, there is no one who has said a single word in support of this oil subsidy removal. So I'm wondering whether the Nigerian government is listening now or are ready to prepare to negotiate with the Nigerians. Distributing 1,600 buses to over 150 million is not enough. That's the cry of everybody here. So what is the government doing to palliate the anger and to pacify the people who are ready to bust? We are in Northumberland Avenue, directly opposite Nigerian Air Commission, where the Association of Nigerian Students in Diaspora and other workers are gathered to show their grievance against the government of Nigeria regarding the removal of oil subsidy. I have with me here one of the organizers. She will tell you her name and her position in the organization. What's your name?
My name is Rona Agrokomaya, and we're a collection of students, but we're all under the umbrella of the Students Association of Nigerians in Diaspora. Well, we have here ordinary Nigerians. We have here people who are really upset, and we're all united in one thing. We don't necessarily all think there should be no subsidies, but we are upset because you have to first of all put in some palliative measures before you introduce these subsidies. And we can't all wake up one day and see that fuel prices are now doubled. That's basically why we're here, because there's a domino effect from our families in Nigeria affecting us as we speak.
It shows that the protest march going on in front of the Nigerian Air Commission in Northumberland has the support of the who and who in Nigeria. I have with me here Otumba Dele Momodu, the SY presidential candidate in the last Nigerian election. Otumba, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
So why are you in London?
Well, I was in London for the New Year break. I live partly here and I live in Nigeria. And when this thing happened on Sunday, I mean, it was like bombing the whole of Nigeria. We were all saddened that the first day of the year, when we should be congratulating ourselves and saying Happy New Year, our government chose to inflict maximum punishment on the people of that great country. And I'm here to solidarize with fellow Nigerians, and I'll be leaving tonight to go back home to go and further my participation in the protest against the irresponsibility and the recklessness of our government.
Yeah, I mean, figures have been mentioned, and the government, on the government side, on the so-called Kabal side. So, I mean, from intellectual point of view, what do you think we need, apart from just, I mean, protesting on the street without putting together a concrete argument?
In a democracy, all you can do is to protest. It is not the first time it will happen. It happened in Tunisia, it happened in Egypt, it's happening in Yemen, it's happening all over the world. So why should Nigerians continue to live in stupidity? Why should we continue to live in recklessness? It is easier to cut the waste and the recklessness of the politicians than to inflict pain on 160 million people. If they save money from what they are wasting currently on servicing our public office holders, we won't need to remove any subsidy. In fact, what they are supposed to do is to give us free education. They are supposed to give us free health. They are supposed to give us all the things that other oil-rich nations are enjoying. We are not enjoying one thing. Just tell me one thing that we are enjoying in our country.
There are far more pertinent issues to be dealt with in Nigeria than oil subsidy. There are far more pertinent issues in terms of we don't have national base to start with, national database to start with, for the government to engage the people. All we heard about this removal of fuel subsidy here is through the tabloid, through the grapevine. Okay, my angst with the ruling, with the national executives is the fact that already there's global recession. To remove what gives people the only thing they bank on in leading a normal life, buying kerosene or petrol, $65, 65 naira a liter, and then rising that up to 140 naira a liter. That will have a strangling hold on the ordinary man.
Although this is not a political rally, but I have all the men of timbers and caliber from different political parties here. And I have with me here Honorable Femi Duro-Dola. Yes, what have you got to say?
Yeah, well, like you said, this is not a political gathering. This is all about Nigeria as a nation. We are all here as a well-meaning Nigerian to protest the removal of the oil subsidy that Nigeria government just made. What we are saying is that if oil subsidy has to be removed, this is the only thing Nigeria enjoy as a social security. Even those countries, even the international institutions that are advising Nigerian government to remove these oil subsidies, if you go back to their respective countries, this country we have, United Kingdom, USA, and other European countries, they have a standardized welfare system. They operate in that system. I mean, if you are removing a oil subsidy from the system, what do you give in return to the country? Nigerians don't have access to good roads, no food on the table of the common man. The refineries are not working. I mean, what is the sense in Nigeria producing crude? You export it for it to be refined, and you import back to the country to sell to the common man at an exorbitant price. It's just craziness.
Well, I won't say I'm in support or against. What I'm really angry about is the way the government have gone about the oil subsidy removal. What they told us some time ago was that they were consulting with all the stakeholders for us to get the meaning of the oil subsidy removal before they take their decision. We were taken aback when they said they have removed the oil subsidy. And that is not how it should be. They should have consulted the masses. They should have consulted all the people involved so that we get the meaning of what is oil subsidy removal about. And that is what we are here to register our petition to say that this is not the right time. What is important? What is important is for the government to tackle corruption in Nigeria, not oil subsidy removal. They should tackle corruption. Corruption is the bane of the infrastructural development in Nigeria, and they should tackle it. If they don't tackle it, the oil subsidy will have no meaning to everybody in Nigeria.
Intelligently speaking, do you want to advance your reason for protesting against subsidy removal?
Very brilliant economists have all said that at the current state Nigeria is in right now, it cannot afford to subsidize petroleum for Nigerians. All well and good. However, when you want to institute policies like this that are far-reaching and will rock the bottom of every Nigerian alive, you need to plan well. It's not something you do overnight. You need to put in place palliative measures that would absorb some of the shock of this removal. You need to lead by example. Nigerian legislators earn astronomical and embarrassing amounts of wages which they cannot even justify with their efforts. You and I know that. So, in order for this to be far-reaching, you need to lead by example. I implore the president to be strong in his resolve to take care of the deal with the cabals, cut down on wages, bring in palliative measures, and then institute removal over a period of time so that the common man will feel he's being represented by government.
Thank you very much, DJ. I woke up this morning to find out that the cost of bus fare has risen by just 20 pence. So it wasn't painful for me to part with my 20 pence.
In the UK.
So what you're saying in essence is that for us to wake up from 65 naira to pay 300 naira is absurd.
It's very, very inhuman.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, sir.
My name is Adora. I actually live in Nigeria. I'm here at the Nigerian High Commission in the UK here with my fellow Nigerians. We're here protesting the oil subsidy, the fuel subsidy. This is an issue that affects everybody in Nigeria. We understand what the argument of the government is on their side, but the truth is that this is a change. Any major change needs to be handled properly. Nigerians were not carried along. If you want to make such a big change as this, you have to put other measures in place. Change can be managed in a way that you carry people along, you communicate to them, and then over time, you can address the issues and actually move people to the desired state. But the way it's being managed now is you can't wake up in the morning and all of a sudden transport is 3 times the price. You say you're subsidizing us, but how? And you're saying that you're trying to save us from some cabal. But the issue is that you remove the subsidy and millions of Nigerians are suffering as a result.
I want to congratulate you for putting this protestation together. However, I want you to say it in a clear term, the reason why you are protesting.
The reason why we are here today, gathered as one, is to protest against bad governance. Not just for us, bad governance in Nigeria, because we believe and we have evidence that there is bad governance in Nigeria and we need to get rid of it.
Right, bad governance.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, what I've been hearing people saying is oil subsidy, removal of oil subsidy. So if you want to protest against bad governance, don't you think you need to carry all the association, all the organization in the country together?
The thing about the oil subsidy is this: the oil subsidy is the last straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. What we have just done today is not just a particular group or individual. We've got different groups of people. We've got different associations, organizations in the UK, all represented here. Students, workers, professionals. Everybody is here. It's not just us. You understand? And like we said, this is the internet generation. We got everyone, through Twitter, Facebook, BB, everything, because the thing about the oil subsidy is this: it's affecting every one of us. Myself, the people in Nigeria, the workers here, the students, everybody's affected, by that single decision. And that is why we have come out here to say no to subsidy removal. We want the government to revert back to status quo, because 65 naira per litre is even a lot of money for Nigerians to pay. Making it 141 naira, that's not as good as that.
And now, the government said returning that subsidy back to the people means that certain people are sitting over your money.
How can the government justify that?
Will you now tell the government that those who constituted themselves into cabal be arrested and prosecuted?
That is what the government knows these people. Why don't they bring them to books and judge them? You're telling us there's a group. You know these people. Why are you not doing anything about it?
Exactly.
Why have you waited this long? Why must the Nigerian masses suffer for it? If you're going to increase the price of fuel, have you thought about the daily lives of a common Nigerian? How do you expect them to survive?
You're going to pay 18,000 naira minimum wage, okay?
Which you're not paying.
That's 600 naira a day. Now, my analysis is this: very simple. 600 naira a day a worker goes home with, and you're increasing fuel to 141 naira. That means an average worker is to go to work and come back home with 5 liters of fuel. You're asking them to spend that money buying fuel. Where is the money they're going to use to send their kids abroad, to school? Where is the money they're going to use to feed, clothe, house?
Pay their rent.
Are you going to
pay their rent?
How is that going to come?
And lastly, responded by saying that it's not everybody that's supposed to be riding car. So it's distributed 1,600 buses.
For 160 million people. In London,
before now. So even if they remove the subsidy, people are still going. The same people sitting on our money.
We
still go to sit on this subsidy removal. The government put the apparatus in place
a government
to cushion
that
the
cannot,
effects.